Hey, how you doing this evening? This is Nuri Medina II here with the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and it's always a pleasure to be here. This is the Shy Ride Show, once again put on by the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery, hey, it's located at 7039 South Wentworth Avenue. Our phone number is 773-719-9848. The website is EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That's EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. And our email address is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. All right. We are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and thank you once again for joining us. We, as in me, and everybody else that's rolling with me that you don't see at this present time. Hope you have had a wonderful week. It's good old Thursday at 5 o'clock. That's when our Shy Ride show airs, Thursday, 5 p.m. And it's been a great week. It's been very productive. I hope it's been productive for you. And I always just like to give people a recap of what the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is all about. That's what we're about right there. All right, Englewood Enterprise Gallery. This is one of our public art displays that we were engaged in, located at 63rd and Halsted. I always like to talk about it because it represents the epitome of some of the things that we are about. Community development, beautification of the neighborhood. We got the young ladies there. They were so impressed with the beautification that we were doing in the area, they wanted to take a picture with it. So we definitely appreciate that. Hey, this is another angle of the same public art project, all right? Rebrand, rebuild, revitalize Englewood. Yes, that is what we are all about, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and thank you for joining us once again. All right, so there's a lot going on, and there's a lot that I would like to share with you today. Hopefully I will get the opportunity to share all of it, but I would love to start out this episode by number one. Let me start by saying rest in peace and rest in heaven to the late, great Beauty Turner. All right. Beauty Turner was one of the inspirations of what is now the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. Beauty Turner was the founder of the Ghetto Gallery. For those of you who may not be familiar, the Ghetto Gallery is an acronym for the greatest history ever told to ours. GHETTO, the greatest history ever told to ours gallery. And Beauty Turner, all right, was an award-winning journalist as well as a photojournalist. She was a writer. She was an activist, and she was an activist for public housing. All right, and actually, it's December 8th. Beauty Turner actually passed away on December 8th, 2008, I believe. All right, but actually, Beauty Turner was also a CAN TV producer. Some of my personal earliest experience in actually working with CAN TV was working with Beauty Turner. So I just wanted to make sure we pay our respects to Beauty Turner. She was an awesome person and an inspiration to so many people here in the Chicagoland area. I would just like to show another picture of Beauty. This is Beauty right there in the middle, right in the middle of the Northwestern students who came to visit the Ghetto Gallery. All right, Beauty had a lot of students that would come visit her. This is actually another picture of the Northwestern students at what we call here in Chicago, some of us call the projects, right? And look at that, all of these, it's a diverse crowd out there. going there to see the projects, most of which actually do not even exist anymore, which is what Beauty's work was all about. Once again, that's Beauty Turner, who was a public housing advocate as well as an activist, and she was instrumental in chronicling the Chicago Housing Authority Plan for Transformation and keeping the community and the people up to date on the different changes in that transformation. For some people that may not be familiar with the CHA Plan for Transformation, it was a plan that spanned over a decade and is still in the works, if I'm not mistaken, on how to tear down housing for thousands and thousands of people and redistribute them out of their areas into other areas. So that was a lot of Beauty's work in keeping that issue on the table and fresh in the minds of the people so that we never forget about the state of public housing here in Chicago. So Beauty is one of those unsung heroes that we always want to work to remember, because if it were not for her, people like myself and others would not be as well informed as we strive to be. So I would like to thank Beauty, because I know that she hears me wherever she is out there. And we appreciate her and all of the wonderful work that she did. That is Beauty Turner of the Ghetto Gallery, also of the Ghetto Tours. The Ghetto Tours was a tour that Beauty had put together that would take people pretty much down memory lane of where the projects used to stand. And when she was doing the tour, the projects were actually in the middle of being torn down. So it's interesting to see something of that effect that spans for miles and miles, housing many, many families and people and individuals getting torn down, and much of it is nothing but soccer fields and empty space. They have redeveloped on some of the land and put high-end condominiums that poor people can't afford, and many of them can't even afford to live in their old areas and neighborhoods. But that was the plan for transformation. So we appreciate Beauty, and that was one of the most important things that we had to discuss today. Another thing I would love to share with you, for those of you that may not be familiar with what the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is all about and what we actually do, I actually put together a very short presentation, all right, for you to take a quick look at. I hope you like it. I'll do a little bit of a background narration just for you to get an idea and a full scope of what the Englewood Enterprise Gallery does. Some of the things. This just scratches the surface, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I could sit here and talk your ears off all day about what the gallery does, or I can show you some wonderful pictures and you can see some of the awesome things that we are doing at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. All right. So this is just a short presentation. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery, of course, that is us, uplifting humanity and impoverished communities using arts and creativity. All right. We got a lot of different things that we engage in: sewing classes, free art classes. We have an art gallery located in the Englewood community. We also facilitate a creative co-working space that helps to encourage community development and small businesses. All right. We also have free art classes, so email us at enterprisegallery@gmail.com if you would like for us to come out and get involved and bring some art activities out to your young people, your children. We also facilitate a youth business network where we deal with young people, teenagers, or at-risk youth with many different modules: sound engineering, photography and video, small business development, youth open mic, as well as a youth empowerment showcase where we show young people how to facilitate their own video interviews and television show. All right. Then we also have the Enterprise Artist Network, because we believe in making thriving artists, not starving artists. Let's get away with that whole concept of the starving artist. Nobody should be starving in this day and age. We should all be working to thrive. Now, all of this leads up to how can you support? All right. You can get involved in one of our many different projects. We have the Peace Post Project. We have the Inner Peace Garden, which we're working on. I Can Sew. You can book a paint party, or the Art for Englewood project. So you can reach us at enterprisegallery@gmail.com. All right, if you liked anything that you saw on our presentation right there, please feel free to reach out to us. Our address is 7039 South Wentworth Avenue. Our phone number is 773-719-9848. And of course, please check out our website at EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That is Englewood, like the community spelled, EnterpriseGallery.com. And that is one of the best ways to stay abreast of all of the new developments and different things that we have going on at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. All right, cool. Well, something else that is just as important that I wanted to share with all of the viewers out there in TV land, we are looking for interns, all right? People who like what we're doing, may be interested in volunteering, may be interested in getting involved to learn. Maybe they have some volunteerism hours that they need to fulfill, or some community service, or any of those things. We are currently seeking interns, all right, and you can reach out to us at enterprisegallery@gmail.com, all right, that's our email, enterprisegallery@gmail.com. We need interns to assist us with up-and-coming shows of this show when our next season starts. Also, we can use some actors and some writers who may have an interest in assisting us with putting together short pieces or skits. People who may be looking to continue to exercise their creative skill set and continue to gain exposure. We're all about cross-promoting. We're all about co-working and working together. How can we work together to promote and boost the potential of all of us? It's not just about us. It's about you. It's about you and us, because teamwork makes the dream work. That's what I like to say. All right, we are looking for interns that would like to get involved with our Blog Talk Radio show with our sister Erica D. She was on the show last week. We got the Erica D show. We also have Underground Heat, one of our newest projects, working with Sister Erica D, where we are working with artists, entertainers, comedians, people in community development, and we invite them to come on out to the gallery, engage, and plug in so that we can promote what it is you're doing and what you're about. So, the Underground Heat Show, we would love for people to reach out and get involved with that, as well as our internet and social media engagement team. I like to call the MEAN team. All right, we are looking for interns and volunteers, number one, who would like to increase their social media savvy. So this is you get the opportunity to learn while you are helping us out, and in turn we're able to help each other. All right, so we can instruct you in social media engagement if you would like to learn how to create a larger sphere of influence for your network. If you would like to learn how to create more leads for your marketing, if you would like to be a part of a team so that we can do more team building and more learning as a team, as opposed to trying to do it alone and figure all of this social media mumbo jumbo out yourself. We're dealing with analytics, we're dealing with automation, we're dealing with strategic implementation, all right? So, interns are wanted, volunteers are wanted. We would love to connect with artists who would like to come out and get involved with the gallery, community development people. We invite you to come out, and what we have going on right now is we are offering 2 community organizations 1 free meeting, okay? If you would like to come in and test out our creative co-working space, contact us via email or telephone. We would love to hear from you because we're all about networking and community development. All right, all right. So I'm going to take a break from all of that heavy stuff. And I like to switch over to something that may help bring a smile on your face. I like to share a little tidbit every time we can. And today's tidbit is art facts. All right, we're dealing with art facts. So today's art fact is art fact number 11. Art improves depression and fatigue in cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy. Wow, ain't that something? Art improves depression and fatigue in cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy. That is quite interesting. Now, I didn't verify that myself, but if you like to fact check, Google is right there at the click of a button. If you got a smartphone, which they're giving out for free out on the street nowadays, all right, they got them government smartphones, so don't try to trip me up. I already know they got them out there, so it ain't hard to get one of them government smartphones, even if you poor and broke. But you can use that smartphone, log on, and do all of the fact checking that you need to do. Fact checking is important because one thing that's real big in the news nowadays is fake news. How about that, huh? People talking about fake news all over the place. You got people that are actually wasting time creating fake and fictitious news just to keep you confused. Ain't that something? All right, that's why fact checking is so important. So don't just take my word for it, Google it. But then don't just Google it and take the word for the first person you see. All right, what they taught me in grammar school is that when you're trying to get something or you're doing some data or you're doing some testing, you always want to take the top three. All right, you want to take yourself three samples and you want to try to create an average out of those samples. All right, now that's some old scientific stuff, but all I'm saying is don't just take one person's word for it with all this crazy internet mumbo jumbo. You got people that are creating their own news out there and all of this other stuff, so check your facts. All right, check your facts. But one more time, hey, art improves depression and fatigue in cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy. That's what they said on the internet. I didn't say it. I'm not a medical doctor. But those of y'all out there in TV land, if you have some information about that, or if you might be a cancer patient or a chemotherapy patient, or someone that is any type of patient, all right, I would love for you to call in and tell me how art has helped you, whether it be mentally, physically, or spiritually. You know, me, I have personal testimony. All right, I'm gonna do a little testifying today. Okay, I have personal testimony that art helps me meditate. All right, now meditation, what is that? Art helps me quiet my mind so that I can think clearly. It allows me to tap into those creative areas of my mind so that I can gain greater vision for the things that are to come. It allows me to increase my ability to create imagery. All right. And if you look at the word imagery, which is tied in with our ability to see, whether it be with our two eyes or with our third eye, I know everybody ain't up on that, but I'm going to drop that on you right quick. All right, the ability to see with our third eye, then we're able to use that imagery to create imagination. All right, and imagination is the forerunner of innovation. All right, now innovation is a scientific term, but imagination is a creative and an artistic term. Okay, so you must have some level of creativity in order to be scientific and innovative. And on that note, wow, it looks like I might hear the phone ringing. Do we have a caller on the line?
Yes, sir. How you doing, young man?
Excellent, excellent, sir. How you doing?
You're doing a good thing, believe me. But I was wondering that even though we have great young men like you that come out and talk what you're supposed to be talking about, but stuff doesn't get done, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we vote the same people in, the same mayor in, the same alderman in, and guess what? Nothing is ever done. So why don't you get out there and run for alderman or even run for mayor? Why not? You know? Because otherwise it's going to be the same year after year after year.
Yes.
That the black construction companies can't get any work, and yet they're building like crazy downtown. Hispanics, like I am, can't get any work because, we're fine. But that's all it's about. So why not let's get together, people of color and in color,
Yes.
get together and start something that will help us on track to get our mayor in, to get the aldermen we want to get in, and the people on the labor board that give us our jobs. You know what I mean? They say,
Yes.
"Pick up by your bootstraps," right? But I got no straps left. So I'm okay. But the thing is, people like young men like you, we got to do something besides just sit down and go behind a camera and let nothing be done.
Yes. Yes. You're absolutely right, my brother. I appreciate that call because that's why our middle name is Enterprise. We're all about enterprising, all right? Wow, I only got 5 minutes left too, but I'm going to try to condense this, all right, so that we don't miss nothing. But I appreciate your call, and I welcome you to call back. And you're right, it ain't just about being behind the camera talking about it, but the fact that I'm talking about it and then you responded to it means that we at least got more than one person that's concerned with what's going on in our communities. And you're right, the politicians are a part of it. But let me share this with you, my brother. The politicians ain't what brought me out here today to share this message with you. And the politicians aren't the ones that had you call in to share your message. So you're absolutely right. The people must organize, and the people must stay organized. And we have to organize beyond racial boundaries, all right, because there are strength in numbers. We all know that. And you don't want to marginalize yourself. And the world is like a box of crayons. You know what I mean? All the crayons are the same size, but they all different colors. So depending on what angle of the box of crayons that you're looking from, perspective, which is like an art term that I just want to throw in there, depending on what perspective, you might only see certain colors at certain times. But you know in your heart that that box of crayons represents all of the colors that's in the box. I don't even know if that made sense, but that's just what the Spirit told me to share with at that time. But you're absolutely right, bro. One thing that I like to share with people is I see some of the people who are the most in need, and I look at the ways that they strategically survive, right? I'm going to give you an example. The Bucket Boys, all right? These young men have created a franchise that is recognized virtually on every street corner south of downtown, all right? They ain't on Facebook. They ain't posted no commercials, but when you hear them, you know who beating that drum. You know who beating the bottom of that bucket. When you see them, you say, hey, there go the Bucket Boys. All right? Because they have created something without nobody's help that generates income for them. Some of these young men are able to strategically go to certain locations and bring home what grown people like myself may not bring home in a day. Meanwhile, adults like us are down there at the unemployment office, or we at the community engagement office trying to see when we can get our next lead on the job. So of course we want to put pressure on the politicians who know how the contracts are moving, who know where the money is at, all right, who know what's going on with the pensions, all right, because the solution might not always be a job. The solution might be an innovation. All right, and it takes imagination to get us to innovation. Sometimes I see some of these professional panhandlers out there. Somebody was getting on the panhandlers last week. You know what I mean? But you have panhandlers that make a full-time job out of panhandling, and they're able to support their family or their habit, all right, off of panhandling. They're not necessarily knocking nobody upside their head, but once again, they have utilized their innovation and their imagination. Hey, one dude got a sign that say, hey, I'm just hard up on my luck. Help a brother out. I'm down on my knees. Lift me up. You know, he used a little creativity, and now he got something that compels somebody to share a little bit of their hard-earned money with him. I ain't saying that's the way to go. I'm just saying that's just one person's strategy. I only got 30 seconds, but I'm going to cram this last little example of entrepreneurship and enterprise. When I go into the Hispanic neighborhood and it's summertime and I want some nice juicy watermelon, where do I go? Straight to the street corner. All right, they got watermelon, they got pineapples, they got elotes, they got tamales. During the wintertime, they got hot cocoa, and they got all this other stuff. Do they got a license? I don't really know, but I don't care because I want watermelon when I want it. And they got it for an affordable price, and it's ripe and it's sweet. They're going to cut me off. I appreciate y'all for joining us. The show is wrapping up. I'll see you next week right here, Shot Rise Show, Thursday at 5 o'clock, Englewood Enterprise Gallery.